somebody else who made an impact at Robbie Park, was Bojan Miovski. Now, we've seen a lot throughout this European campaign that when they got to these Europa League games, they seem to change the striker about. Yusuf Chermiti's come in, played a lot of the European games. I think they're just an attempt to try and play him into some kind of form. Yep. It's clearly not happened. They've went back to Miovski. I think it's 3 starts in a row now for him. And you saw on Saturday the benefit of that. He spoke. I asked him after the game, was it important for him to just get in that rhythm? And he agreed entirely. I think that's what has been key to.
Yep.
What it's okay. It's only 1 game so far, but it's definitely a return to form at Rugby Park. I mean, do you expect him again tomorrow night?
I do actually. You're right. I mean, they have chopped and changed the striker, but it feels like. And like, you never second guess these guys' coaches. There's always a kind of reason for everything. Maybe he'll want Chermiti to get minutes in the European game, and you keep Miovski obviously for the league games coming up. But Miovski came out and said last week, I think you were there, when he spoke about having a kind of pep talk with Danny Rowe, having a kind of sit down chat. It seems to me 2 things have come out of that chat. One is, it sounds like Miovski says to him, look, I'm not going to start scoring goals unless I get a run in the team. And I've spoken to a few people that have worked with Miovski, and they do say he is that type, that he needs a rhythm. He needs to find a rhythm. He needs to know that the managers get the belief in him that he's the striker and he will get a run of games. And once he starts playing well and scoring, he just goes in that kind of run. And that's certainly the case at Aberdeen. It has been very stop-start. And you probably forget that Miovski's came out of a season last year at Girona where he's been in and out. He was playing a couple of games, then he was getting left out. He was on the bench, coming on, unused sub, whatever. I think he's the type of guy who needs a run. And at Kilmarnock at the weekend, I think you've probably seen the fruits of that. Getting the 2 goals. Those are 2 goals. The first one, a really instinctive, brilliant finish. Kind of toe poke inside the box with so many bodies around them. And then the second one, just a really clinical finish. That second one probably is the type of goal I thought you would see from Miovski at Rangers.
Do you know what I loved about it? It was his movement and the lack of it, because he just knows to hold his position. And everyone else reacted around about him. You see, obviously, there's a great, I think it was Gisama makes outside to inside run and drags him away. And Miovski, just by holding his position, is in the perfect place. And it was just such clever. I think you can get, as a striker, you can overreact. You can make a run yourself and take yourself out of the picture and end up running wide effectively. But he just waited and waited until the moment was right to receive it.
And it was also a great run and pass for Raskin. Yeah. And like we said with Mikey Moore, driving at the defence, Raskin did similar for that goal, and there's not been enough of that at Rangers. So I think if you give Miovski that kind of service, and find him in that kind of space, he will score goals. I mean, the finish was brilliant. He gives the keeper the keeper and the defender obviously thinks he's going to the far corner and he just sticks it in the near post. So I think he has to get a run. The other thing, which I think has come out of that chat, I think Danny Rowe's touched on this, is he's getting involved in the game more. He's dropping deeper. And people might not associate that with Miovski because there's this perception around him that he's a guy that likes to run in behind, and he does. But there's too many games this season at Rangers where, as if in his own, he thought, well, I need to live up to that, so I'll just stay in the last man waiting for service, and it didn't come. And there was games where he was just anonymous in games. I think in the last couple of 2 or 3 weeks, certainly Dundee United away game, and I know he didn't score, probably should have scored.
He was almost playing the 10, and Gisama was on the last line.
He was dropping back, and people might think, do you want your centre forward? I don't think it's so much about tactics with that. I think it's almost just within himself. He feels more part of the game. And if he takes the ball in and lays it off and gets involved in the link-up play, I think within himself he feels more part of the team, part of the game. And that in turn makes him more confident when it comes to taking chances. As long as when he drops deep and he does lay it off or he does link up, as long as his first instinct's to get into the box after that, and I think it has. But I think those have been the two big changes for Miovski. A manager saying, look, you're going to start the next 3 or 4 games minimum and try and get you in, and also don't be scared to drop deep. Get involved in the game as long as you get yourself in the box. And I actually hope I hope for Rangers' sake, Miovski's sake, that he does just start him. I know Shamiti's obviously the big signing under a lot of pressure over that price tag, and he probably does need minutes, and he somehow needs to find a bit of belief and confidence.
But Miovski's scoring, it'll take the pressure off of him.
Aye, well, exactly. But also Rangers need to win games. They're not here to develop Shamiti and try and get his confidence up by playing him when he hasn't earned starts. So I hope he just goes with Miovski, just gives him that run, so he can get into that rhythm, and hopefully he'll keep scoring goals.